Good evening, everyone. Welcome, welcome. We have an awesome list of institutions for you to hear from tonight. Thank you so much for joining us. Welcome to the Stockton Virtual College Fair this evening. I just have a few housekeeping items to go through before we get started with the program tonight. First of all, we know that you have great questions, and so make sure that you put those questions in the Q&A at the bottom. I would encourage you to list the college name before your question so they know who you are directing your question to and they can answer appropriately. Secondly, this is a webinar, so your camera and your microphone are off, so our panelists can't see or hear you. So that's why it's important that you put those questions in the Q&A button at the bottom. Sign up for more sessions. There's plenty of opportunities for you to hear about all different kinds of institutions. And then this session is being recorded, and the session will be available within a week at that same page where you registered. So without further ado this evening, I am going to turn it over to our presenters. And we have the fortunate opportunity to hear from the University of San Francisco tonight first.
Hey y'all, happy Friday Eve. Sometimes I think it's cruel to say Friday Eve, but we're gonna go for it because it brings a little bit of happiness. So good evening, everybody. Let me go ahead and share my presentation and then we'll go ahead and get started. So first off, my name is Sarah Ryan. I work at the University of San Francisco. I'm a Welcome Center manager, but basically what that means is I supervise all of our tour guides. All of our tour guides are current students, so if you all were wondering if you could find an on-campus job at USF, you definitely can. A little bit about myself. I'm also a graduate student at USF, so I do have some current student experience, so just let me know if you have any questions, but let's jump right into it because we have some important information to cover. So USF is a medium to small size school. We are a private Jesuit university, and a lot of people get a little nervous around the term Jesuit. We are a Catholic Jesuit school, but you do not need to be Catholic to go to our school. In fact, only 28% of our students identify with Catholicism. The rest of our students identify with other religions or no religion at all. I always tell people, come as you are, and we're good with it. Always, 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 you are always welcome to USF. Another thing that's really, really important about this Jesuit identity is what it looks like in the classroom. So since we are a small to medium-sized school, our average class size is about 23 students, and our student to professor ratio is 13 students to 1 professor. So where does the Jesuit identity come in? It comes in with the curriculum, the subjects that you're taught. And so all of our classes are taught with this thought of, does this surround social justice, community service, and then this Latin term called cura personalis, that means to care for the whole person. So these are the 3 concepts that our entire curriculum is taught on, and that us at USF, our entire identity is based on social justice, community service, and cura personalis. And that's really, really important because it affects how you learn in the classroom. You get more one-on-one instructor attention, but it goes a step further into this caring for the whole person. We're going to care for you. You're more than a student, you're a person. And I think that is really a test to the experience. When you do apply to USF, and let's say you're taking a lab course, it's taught by professors, so you're always gonna get that interaction. But let's talk a little bit about the application cycle because some things have changed because of COVID-19. So first off, we are through the common application, this hasn't changed. Another thing that has not changed is that we are still test optional. Truly test optional, y'all. This is our 2nd year test optional. Something that has changed, letters of recommendation are completely optional, and that's truly optional. The other thing is that we do accept unofficial transcripts. We understand that maybe your guidance counselors or the office staff at your high school isn't in the office. Maybe you're fully remote. And so they won't be able to mail in an official copy of your transcripts. So not to worry on that front. A couple of deadlines to pay attention to if you want to apply early decision or early action. Your application will be due November 1st. If you want to apply regular decision, your application will be due January 15th. A little tidbit that I wanted to note, a lot of people ask about scholarship opportunities, but I wanted to highlight one in particular, and it's our Black Scholars Program. Our Black Scholars Program is specifically for Black or African American identified students, and it's a full tuition scholarship program. In addition, there's also a living learning community for our Black identified students. I wanted to highlight that because it's something that's very unique, and it's something that we're really proud of. And this is our second year launching our Black Scholars Program tuition scholarship program. So we're really excited about that. And that really speaks to the diversity of our school. We're ranked 5th in the nation for being the most diverse college. And that is so cool because we're in San Francisco, y'all. We are more diverse in the city around us. I don't know if y'all have been to the city or not, but it's such a unique city. And just by going to USF, that opens doors for opportunities like internships, which may lead to full-time jobs and career opportunities. There's this unspoken, unofficial idea that every single student can have 3 internships, no problem. Want to know why? Because of where we're located. And I want to be mindful of the time for my colleagues, but folks, if you have any questions at all, please feel free to contact me. Here's my contact information. It's my direct email address. There we go. Also, if you scan that QR code, that goes directly to an information form. If you hop on our mailing list, we are emailing out fee waivers. So if you want to get in contact with me, want to get on our mailing list, find out more information about USF, please follow that QR code. All you do is you open up your smartphone camera, hover it over the QR code, and a link will automatically populate. If y'all have questions, just plug it in the Q&A and let me know. But that's all I've got. Courtney, if you want to take it off.
Of course. Thank you so much, Sarah, and the University of San Francisco. So next, I am going to present the University of Strathclyde. They have a video here to introduce them because it is actually 3:30 in the morning where they're located. So here we go. Just one second.
Hi everyone, my name's Ashley and I work in the Recruitment and International Office at the University of Strathclyde. So for anyone who doesn't already know, the University of Strathclyde is based in Glasgow City.
I just wanted to make sure that I was sharing the correct audio. So I'm going to try this just one more time really quickly. So give me just 1 second.
Hi everyone, my name's Ashley and I work in the Recruitment and International Office at the University of Strathclyde. So for anyone who doesn't already know, the University of Strathclyde is based in Glasgow City Centre in Scotland. So for some background information about Glasgow, we're 3rd largest city in the UK and the largest in Scotland with around 1 million people. We were known as UNESCO City of Music with 109 different music events on each week. We were also voted Friendliest City in the World, according to Rough Guides 2014 and 2016. And Glasgow also has excellent transport links with 2 international airports which connect to the rest of the world, and we're only 1 hour of flight away from London as well. So this is our Strathclyde City Centre campus. So we are a self-contained campus located in downtown Glasgow, which is a 10-minute walk away from the main bus station and train stations for easy access to major towns and cities across Scotland and the UK. So some background information about the university itself. We are known as the place of useful learning. So what that means is we really try our best to introduce practical elements to each of our courses, giving students the opportunity to apply their theory in a practical environment, which of course furthermore helps their opportunities with securing employment after they finish their degree. The university was founded in 1796. It has a rich history of teaching and innovation. We were also winner of the Times Higher Education UK University of the Year in 2019, which is the second time we've won this award since 2012. We were winner of the Queen's Anniversary Prize for Higher and Further Education, and most recently we climbed 36 places in the Guardian's University Guide 2021, making us number 15 in the UK. So our connection to the US, currently we have over 100 students studying at undergraduate, master's, PhD level and on exchange. We have partnerships with Fulbright Summer School, the Scottish Space School with NASA, NYU and Yale through our Centre for Health Policy, and we also have a joint master's with Carnegie Mellon. So in terms of undergraduate study, we have a range of study options which offer huge choice and flexibility in each of our courses. We have more than 200 degree course combinations, opportunities to combine subjects from different departments and faculties. All of our bachelor's degrees are 4 years with honours, and we also have integrated master's degree options in our engineering and science subjects, which are 5 years. So we have 4 faculties at the university. We have the Strathclyde Business School, which offer flexibility and breadth of study in the first 2 years. We have our Humanities and Social Sciences faculty, which, similar to the Business School, offers opportunities to study joint honours degrees. So for example, you can combine business with psychology, which is very popular. Then we have our Engineering faculty, which offers specialised and professional degrees. And then we have our Science faculty, which have excellent industry links. And of course, with all of our faculties and subjects, there are opportunities for placements and exchange opportunities abroad to study with our partners and other institutions, and for example, the US, Canada, and Singapore, and across Europe. So the application process, students can apply through UCAS, which is the UK application system. Students can apply for up to 5 courses across 5 universities throughout the UK. The international deadline is the 30th of June, and we would require a completion of high school diploma with a minimum 3.0 GPA. We also accept SAT, ACT, APs, and of course SAT subjects as well. You can find out more information about our entry requirements on our USA country page on the University of Strathclyde website. Tuition fees usually range between $20,000 to $30,000. We also have faculty scholarships available. We accept FAFSA, and Glasgow itself as a city is one of the cheaper cities as well. So we normally recommend budgeting about $13,000 per academic year. So in terms of Strathlife, so the University of Strathclyde has a £31 million sports centre, which opened in 2018. We have our Strathclyde Union with over 100 clubs and societies. We also have on-campus housing. We have a dedicated international student support service, disability and wellbeing service, students association, and we also have study skills workshops as well for support. And we have our career service with help with finding part-time opportunities while students are studying, and of course graduate opportunities. And the career service is available for up to 5 years after students have finished their degree. So if you have any questions after today, you can follow up with myself, Ashley, or my colleague, Melissa Cunningham. We both work in the recruitment and international office. Best of luck to everyone with your applications, and we hope to hear from you soon.
So next up, you get the opportunity to hear from Humboldt State University.
Hey everybody, welcome to the event. I want to say that all of you that are in the session, don't worry, you may be in a group, but I'm going to treat you like you're number one. I'm the Director of Admissions at Humboldt State. I'm Peter Martinez, or you can all call me Pedro, up to you if you're comfortable with that. We're going to talk about Humboldt State. If you haven't known about us, we're one of the CSUs in California. We're one of the older campuses in the system. So I'm going to go ahead and move over here real quick to a campus map and get to it. We're up in the northern part of California, so depending on where you are in the Central Valley, you're going to find yourself going up north if you'd love to come out to our campus. You can actually get and check out our campus where we're right next to the ocean. The Pacific Ocean is right outside our backyard. And then on the other side of the yard, we have the Redwood Forest. So you can go out hiking the trails, you can go mountain biking, you can explore, you can surf, you can go ahead and even go river rafting. You can play in the snow in just a short little drive up the mountainside. So you got a great place to be out here. We're a smaller community and we're a little bit over close to 7,000 students. when you look at the total population of campus in a smaller community of 3 different little communities of Eureka, Arcata, and McKinleyville, and then it's surrounded by all the redwood trees. And when you look at us, we have a great size ratio, so about 21-to-1. So you got a great little small community where you're going to have personal attention. But the bigger part of it about it all is we have these different majors. We have different colleges. We have 48 majors, and you can see all the concentrations that we can actually have. And don't worry, if you want to ask questions, ask questions. I will be responding throughout the night, answering all your questions, getting you linked to the website, everything that you might need to know about our campus, okay? But when you look at our campuses, I want to highlight a couple areas. We really want you to understand that here we're all about the actual activities. We're not all about the idea that you're just stuck in the classroom, because our labs are literally labs. They're outside, they're in the area. So if you're going to be an anthropologist, you're going to be digging in the dirt trying to learn that technique. If you're working with animals, you can actually be on the Coral Sea and actually be on an ocean liner to go ahead and actually check out the ocean, do some you can work with seaweeds, you can work with whales, you can work with a lot of different animals depending on where you're at. You can go into the business side and learn how to do new ventures, get around the world at that point as well. So we have a variety of different majors to get you a nice combination of things. But one of the bigger things that we do here to make this all come together for students is going ahead and having first-time freshmen actually have learning communities. So there's a lot of learning communities here, which means you're really going to be a part of a group before you even start school. We do a lot of things among Giants and Klamath Connection and Rising Tides and Global Humboldt, and there's other areas across our campus. We continue to build new learning communities, but this puts you together with a bunch of your new colleagues, new friends that you're going to make before you even start school, so you can begin to understand what does it mean to be a lumberjack here. That's our mascot, the lumberjack. So we are all jacks here. When it comes down to it, we want you to be able to understand that you're going to make a difference in this world. We have over 80,000 alumni, and they're all over the world. And they go from forestry work to fire to even being the chief executive technology officer at Hulu. Dan Phillips is one of our alumni, and he continues to come back to our campus and do great things. And there's so many other majors, because one of the things that we are all about is sustainability. We're committed to social justice. We want to go ahead and do our best to change the world in whatever way we can, through technology, through science, through just other resources that we're trying to put out when it comes down to social justice. So we have a lot of different services for students. But then that's not all. You got to go ahead and enjoy yourself as a college student. So we have our 170 different clubs. We have center activities. We have different gyms, our recreation center. Again, we told you that we have that backyard of a redwood forest and ocean. You can do a lot of other activities there as well. We're also renovating our student life center, so that will be new. And so we have all the access to things. And even during a pandemic, we have a great website to make sure that you're safe. So we have some great places for you to live as well. Those learning communities also have spaces there, but the housing is dynamic. You have a lot of apartment style settings. You can get your own kitchen. You have a lot of different living spaces. So when you get away from home, you're really getting away from home, and you're going to be able to do that. You can also live off campus. You're not forced to live on campus. So that's a great thing to keep in mind. And we have that kind of going on for us. But we have academic intensive living, we have indoor, outdoor living, gaming. We have our new gaming center that we have going on, and you can go ahead and be in the esports team. We also have veterans housing, and then we also have upper division classroom housing too as well. But when you think about what's the cost, what does it make? Since we're one of the CSUs, our cost is relatively inexpensive at $7,863 for tuition and the fees, and then the rest is all going to be about housing and how you want to live. So when we add it all up, you can see right off campus is about $25,000, also on campus. So it depends on the living style you want, but all of that's going to be estimated. So we have that all going on. Now, also, we are a CSU, so admissions wise, we're using that multi-factored admissions this year. So no SAT is required this year. So want to keep that in mind as well. And so as you go through this process, we want you to have a chance to just check out the idea that HSU is going to be an accessible place for you. All you got to really do is have your A through G courses taken care of, and give us your GPA. We're going to evaluate you. And then for out of area students and those with a lower GPA, we'll have some multiple factors, but we're keeping it very open to make sure that we get the best and the brightest students here. And I know all of you in this room are. So we definitely want to make sure that you're feeling welcome here. And so I do have a quick video, and make sure that we stop on time. Courtney, let me know if for some reason this goes over, and I'll stop it because this is available on live.
My dream right now is to work with people in the juvenile justice systems through social work. I think Humboldt's impacted that a lot because the people here are so diverse. I'm learning so much from each and every one of them, and I think Humboldt's a great place to be able to connect with people that maybe you haven't connected with before, and it's definitely shaping me into who I am today.
We're going to need to stop and move on to our next school. Thank you. I know 6 minutes goes by super fast. Thank you so much, Pedro and Humboldt State University. Next up is Penn State.
Great. Thank you so much, Courtney. Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for joining all of us this evening. My name is Isabel, and I am the California recruiter for Penn State. So I am based here in State College, Pennsylvania now, but I am a native Californian. So I grew up not too far from you up in Sonoma County, and I also lived in Stockton for 4 years. So I really loved my time there. Met some of my best friends during my time there, but I'm excited that perhaps you might be interested in, like me, making the move from the Central Valley to Happy Valley. So we are in the Big Ten Conference, which means we are a big school with a lot of school spirit, Division I and Division III sports, and a lot of different sports. We're very active on campus. Our students are very engaged with a lot of different activities. And our students actually represent all 50 states in the US and over 130 different countries. So we're very proud of the diversity that we have at Penn State. We are an East Coast school. I will show you a map here in a couple of slides, which means that you will experience all 4 seasons here. We're in a really great location where you can be within a 3 to 4 hour drive to some great East Coast cities like New York City, Baltimore, Washington, DC, Pittsburgh, Philadelphia. And we are a large institution with global recognition, which means that we're able to offer our students a lot of options and a lot of opportunities. So we are a top 1% world-class university, and just a few of the reasons why we have earned such a high ranking are highlighted here from our Career Services Center, which is focused on setting our students up for success throughout their entire lives and their entire careers. Our study abroad programs, our 16:1 student to faculty ratio, as well as our Research 1 status, which means that we are able to extend research opportunities to all of our students as early as freshman year. You can see our 93% retention rate here, which is about 12% higher than the national average. And our 85% graduation rate is about 30% higher than the national average. And something to note as well is that we do not have any impacted majors at Penn State. So as far as our campuses go, we are able to offer our students 20 distinct and different campus locations, but we are one university. So one application, one transcript, one diploma, and it all says Penn State. Our campus system gives our students the ability to really create their ideal Penn State experience based on campus size, location, campus environment, and cost. We also have a really unique 2+2 plan, which allows our students to start almost any of our degree programs at any campus and finish their final 2 years at the ending campus that offers their degree. And because this allows for much greater flexibility and options for our students, over half of all Penn Staters can actually earn their degree through this popular 2+2 plan. And if you want to find out more information about 2+2 and how that works, feel free to put it in the Q&A, or I'll also give you my email address at the end here. We have over 275 different academic programs. We are typically most well known for our Smeal College of Business, our College of Engineering, College of Nursing, and College of Science, but we obviously have so much more than that that's noteworthy. I encourage you to check out our undergraduate bulletin here. I've put the URL on the slide, and you can literally search any field, any major that you're interested in, and it will show you all of the different options that we have at Penn State, as well as the various campuses that offer that particular major. We also have several really wonderful honors program options for our students, most notably our Schreyer Honors College, which is one of the top public honors colleges in the country. Some really great benefits to being a Schreyer Honor Scholar. Again, ask me if you want more information about it. And as well as some great benefits. So things like a $5,000 annual scholarship, smaller class sizes, priority class registration. So some really great options for our students there. And as I mentioned earlier, our students are very active, they're very engaged. As you can see here, 95% of all Penn Staters are involved in at least one student club or organization, if not more. And I always like to say we make it very difficult for our students to not get involved on campus because we offer over 1,200 different clubs, organizations, and activities that you can get involved in. So you can really use your time at Penn State, not just to grow as scholars, but to grow as people as well. Now, as far as application requirements, this is all that we need for a completed Penn State application. We are test optional this year, probably for future terms as well, but we will just make that announcement for test optional for future years in the next couple of months. Hopefully in early spring, we'll be able to announce that. But you will notice here that we don't require any essays, we don't require letters of recommendation or any other supplemental material. So yeah, this is all that you'll need this year. If I'm speaking to any seniors, we do have an early action deadline of November 15th, and it is a non-binding deadline. Usually our early action deadline is November 1st. So just keep an eye on our website for future years to see what our early action deadline is. And last but not least, we love to end with this, just one final highlight about Penn State. Something that we are very well known for is our alumni network. And that is because we do have the largest living alumni network in the world at over 700,000. Our Penn Staters are leaders in every industry and every business. And the really important thing to know about that is that you really do have a fantastic opportunity to join a huge network of Penn Staters that are going to be there to open doors for you when it's time to look for internships, career opportunities, and all of that. So my email address is here. Please feel free to reach out to me for any future information and questions that you might have. Thank you so much. Have a great night.
Thank you, Isabel, and thank you, Penn State. I know that I've learned so many things so far about the institutions that have already presented, but we still have several more. So next up, you're going to hear from the University of Oregon.
Sorry, having some technical issues over here. Let me share my screen again. All right, thanks so much. Hi, everyone. My name is Ruth Rodriguez, and I am an admissions counselor at University of Oregon. Our campus is located in Eugene, which is about 2 hours south of Portland. The town of Eugene is a great college town with a population of about 150,000 people. The best way to describe it is that it's a suburban town in a rural setting. Our campus sits on about 1 square mile. It's a really easy campus to navigate because it's completely flat. It's about a 15-minute walk from one side of campus to the other, but the majority of classes and residential halls are in the center of campus. So it's a typical 5 to 7 minute walk to most locations you need to get to. We have a total student population of 23,000 with just under 19,000 undergraduate students. We do have students from every state and 101 countries. We're very popular in California, so about 25% of our students are from California, and it's a pretty even split between Northern California and Southern California. We have many majors and minors and concentrations to choose from. We actually have about 70 majors and over 200 concentrations. The way that works is that you'll have a degree like business administration, and then you can pick a focus within business like finance, entrepreneurship, marketing. Under journalism, you have options like media studies and advertising. You can easily double major, have a major and a minor. We do not have any impacted programs. You can graduate in 4 years. Oftentimes people ask, what are we known for? Our highest ranked and popular majors would be architecture, business, journalism, psychology, and physics. If you're looking for a very traditional campus experience with a lot of school spirit and a great sense of community, UO can definitely provide that. One of our sayings is once a duck, always a duck. You may have been out at an athletic event or just heard somebody in your community say go Ducks and somebody else responds go Ducks. There's just a really great connection when people say that. I was actually in Lake Tahoe last summer pumping gas at a gas station, and I totally forgot I was wearing a UO t-shirt and somebody yelled go Ducks. I turned around and there was a young man in head to toe UO gear And I responded, go Ducks. So it was just a great connection to make. I don't know if he was an alumni, a student, or a fan, but it was just a lot of fun. We are Division I athletics. That brings a lot of school spirit because we do really well. If you're an athlete, but maybe not going to compete at the Division I level, know that we also have club and intramural sports on campus for you to take advantage of. You are required to live on campus the first year. We have great housing opportunities for students like our ARCs, our academic residential communities, where you're living with other students of a similar major, or they're part of the Clark Honors College, you take classes together and you have a faculty mentor. Now, a little bit about our application process. You want to keep a few deadlines in mind. We have the early action deadline that's non-binding by November 1st, a regular deadline of January 15th. No matter when you apply, all students have till May 1st to commit. We read applications exactly the same no matter when you apply. The benefit of applying early is that you find out early. If students apply by November 1st, they're likely to hear from us by mid-December. So I think it's exciting that students would know if UO is an option for them by the holidays. If students apply in January, the benefit of that is we can take into consideration fall grades. So it's really important for students who think that they want that boost in their GPA, that they can wait until January to apply. On this slide, you see all the factors that are taken into consideration when we do a holistic review of your applications. Keep in mind that we look at a cumulative weighted GPA. That means that every single class that you've taken while in high school will be taken into consideration when you are, when we calculate the GPA for you. We are also test optional. We actually announced that for all future years back in February, we would be test optional, and we truly are. If you took a test and don't want to share your scores with us, if you don't want to take the test, whatever it might be, we do not require tests. Also know that you're going to do self-reported grades this year, similar to what the UCs and CSUs do in California. So you self-report your grades. You do not need to submit a transcript. Now, a little bit about scholarships. In regards to scholarships, we're actually test blind. And what that means that even if students submit test scores, we will not take them into consideration when we review for merit scholarships. On the slide in the middle, you'll see our Summit and Apex scholarships. If students are admitted and they meet that GPA requirement, they're automatically going to get that amount. UO Excellence will be awarded based on a holistic review of applications, and Stamps and Diversity scholarships are scholarships students can apply for. Soon after students apply for admission, they'll get an email invite to our scholarship dashboard, and that's how they can apply for Stamps or Diversity and many other scholarships. We're excited to be able to announce that we have the Oregon Guarantee, which means that your tuition will be fixed for up to 5 years. Yes, you can graduate in 4, but in case you take a 5th year, you'll pay the same amount of tuition for all 5 years. Again, my name is Ruth Rodriguez. I am your admissions counselor. I'm happy to work with you after today, so please feel free to contact me. I'm happy to answer any questions that you have. Thank you so much.
Ruth, thank you so much to you and to the University of Oregon. Our final presentation tonight will be from the University of Northern Colorado.
Thank you so much. Good evening, everyone. My name is Ian Jimbrowski. I'm one of the admissions counselors at the University of Northern Colorado. Specifically, I work with students from California, Utah, and Nevada, so a lot of folks from your area. I'm also a UNC graduate with 2 degrees in business administration and music education. So we'll start off with a nice shot of our campus there. And moving on, a little bit about UNC. So we are a mid-sized university, meaning in any given year, we'll sit around 12 to 13,000 students, about 10,000 undergraduate and 2,000 to 3,000 graduate, depending on the year. Our average class size is 27, and I think that's one of our big strengths, meaning especially later on into your specific program or degree, classes, you can see much smaller classes as a student. My last year, I had 2 classes with only 5 students each in them. So it was a really great opportunity to build some really important one-on-one connections with my professors. Additionally, we also are the most diverse campus in Colorado, with over 40% of our students identifying as students of color. We also have 46% of our students are first generation, meaning they're the first in their family to go to college. We're really proud of the support system that we've built for all of those students and want to make that a big priority in helping them realize their academic visions. On the education side, we do have over 100 different undergraduate programs arranged from 5 colleges. Additionally, our largest 5 programs by population are nursing, sport and exercise science, business administration, elementary education, and psychology. However, some of those smaller programs are also a great setup as well. Additionally, UNC really likes to focus on the hands-on side of things. More than half of our students complete internships as part of their programs, whereas another about 20% can seek out those internships on their own as well. We also have over 70% of our students who complete classes that involve some form of community-based learning, meaning they are out teaching in the community, working with local businesses or local folks in their field. As far as housing and dining goes, as a first-year student, you are required to live on campus for your first year and then can continue to live on campus or move into a lot of the great affordable housing in the area around. We do have 17 different residence halls ranging in size from just over 40 students to over 500. So there is a bunch of wonderful options for you to look into. Also 2 main dining halls on campus and a large setup of different great retail options from Subway to Einstein's Bagels and everything in between. A little bit about Greeley itself. So we are located in Greeley, Colorado. We're about an hour northeast of Denver. So among other things that I want to highlight, we are about 90 minutes away from Rocky Mountain National Park, which is one of my favorite places, you know, only 60 minutes away from the start of the mountains. Additionally, about 2 to 3 hours away from all of the world-class ski resorts that Colorado has to offer. So there are a lot of great things. Additionally, there was a recent article that came out about the best places to live in the country, and 4 of the top 5 were in Colorado, less than an hour from us. So I'm a little biased as a Colorado native, but I think it's a pretty great place to live. As for our application process, we do accept either the Common App or our internal application known as the Bear app. I would encourage you to look into the Bear app if you know that UNC is a top choice, just because we have a little more ability to help you through the steps on that, because we can see everything on the back end. Either way, you can go to unco.edu/apply to apply, complete that application. Our in-house one takes about 30 minutes, nice and easy. We do require transcripts. However, they can be unofficial this year for your first year students. So if there are any issues with that, please let us know and we are happy to help you with that process. Additionally, along with the majority of the other schools in Colorado, we are finally going test optional for this fall. That is something we have been pushing for a while. We're very excited to offer that. Hopefully that will continue to be the case moving forward, but for now we know at least that will be happening for fall 2021. Additionally, we are very happy to be a part of the Western Undergraduate Exchange, meaning that students from California, Oregon, Washington, and some of our other great Western states can get a reduced tuition amount compared to our normal out-of-state tuition. Additionally, we have admissions-based scholarships, meaning that when students apply just based on GPA, they can be eligible for those scholarships. Our WUI students can earn anywhere between $8,000 to $24,000 over the time that they are UNC students, just based on their admissions practices. And that is before you have a chance to fill out our scholarship application, which has over 700 scholarships for UNC students. The last thing that I will mention here is this is my contact information. As I said, I do work with all the students from California. So if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. That QR code will get you to our information form if you'd like to learn a little bit more and get directly onto that mailing list. The last thing I will point out on there at unco.edu/visit, you can find a bunch of wonderful information sessions, visit options. We are hosting limited in-person tours. However, I know it's a little far from Colorado to California, so don't blame me if you don't make those, but we do have some great virtual tours, academic information sessions, and other options there. So hopefully see you soon, and thank you all for listening.
Ian, thank you so much to you and the University of Northern Colorado. I'd now love to invite all the panelists to turn on their cameras, and we'll do like a little quick round robin.
Sorry, Courtney, you need to turn my camera on because you turned it off for me.
Gotcha. I am working on that.
There we
go. There you go. Okay, awesome. Okay, so since we don't have any questions that are unanswered in the chat, I'd like to invite all of our panelists to either answer a question live that they got in the chat that they wanted to answer verbally, maybe talk about a favorite campus tradition, or maybe they want to talk about like food in the area that if their institution's at, or maybe it's just a piece of advice for our seniors and their families. So we'll start off with the University of San Francisco.
Hey y'all. So something that I didn't mention, we talked a little bit about location. And I don't know if you all have been to San Francisco before, but there are 3,000 restaurants in a 7x7 square mile city. Y'all, that's a small city and that's a lot of food. I haven't been to all of them, but a lot of the food is really accessible, really within walking distance of campus. And since you're a USF student, you actually get a free Muni pass, and Muni is our bus system. So you can hop on the bus a million times a day and go try a million restaurants. But in all seriousness, the food close to campus is affordable, delicious, authentic, and there's a variety too. You can get Japanese food, Italian food, Korean food, Chinese food, Mexican food, Guatemalan food, Filipino food, like, oh my God, Turkish food. There's so many foods. So anyway, lots of great food in San Francisco. It is a hit. A lot of what we do surrounds food, like a lot of the cultural things that we do, especially in like our work and our student life. So anyway, food's amazing in San Francisco, y'all.
Awesome, thank you. And let's go to Pedro from Humboldt State.
Yeah, no problem. So one of the things that HSU stands for sometimes for people is that we're filled with hills, stairs, and umbrellas, because it does rain up here. So you kind of keep that up, but we're on a hillside where you can still oversee that ocean and have the trees behind you. So you always have to be ready for some hills, steps, and some umbrellas. So keep that in mind.
That means your students all have great calf muscles, right? And we'll next go to Penn State.
I forgot about the Glasgow University. So yeah, a little piece of advice from me is to don't be afraid to look outside of California. And this is no offense to my colleagues here in state. I love California. It's my home. My parents are still there. My siblings are there. But your college years are really a great opportunity. It's sort of like the perfect storm of your life to be able to get out and explore as an individual other parts of the country, meet people that you would never meet if you didn't leave home for a few years. Home will always be there for you to return back to. But, and when you get a little bit older, you get a family, you get a career, and it's harder to be more mobile. So yeah, don't be afraid to look outside of the state, but I know there are great options in California as well.
Thank you. Next up, University of Oregon, Ruth.
So my biggest tip, because I've been in admissions for 16 years, is start those applications now. Don't wait to the last minute. I know we're a society of procrastinators, but we can tell. And it's not going to negatively impact you in the sense that we can tell. It's more about what happens when you procrastinate and you're rushing through it. You tend to abbreviate things, you forget things, you forget activities, or your personal statement or essays aren't as good as they could be. So please, please, please put some time and effort into it. When you were born, when you started kindergarten, when you started high school, at some point you decided to go to college. You've been working really hard, and this is that last lap that you need to do. So really do a great job on your applications, because for many of us, that's all we will have to make a decision on your admission.
Not to mention your own mental health, right? It's better on your own mental health not to wait to the last minute. And finally, Ian from University of Northern Colorado.
Yeah, I think I'll just toss in my piece of advice as a semi-recent college graduate. I just graduated last December. So I would say no matter which college you end up at, all of these colleges have really wonderful resources available for you on campus. Utilize the heck out of those. I didn't pay attention to what resources were available. And, my senior year, I was finding out, I was like, oh, we have a massage therapist on campus. We have free mental health counseling, like all of those things that are part of what you're paying for as a college student. So, take advantage of those. Absolutely.
Thank you, Ian. And I'll leave you just with one piece of advice. All the professionals that you see on this screen are here to help you. You might have realized that you had school counselors to help you. You maybe have family, friends of family to help you, maybe even older siblings or cousins. But you maybe didn't realize that you had someone like each one of these people on the screen that are there to help walk you through this process. So don't hesitate to reach out to them when they said contact me, contact them. They are there to answer questions. Don't use College Confidential to get that great information. Use the real people that work at the schools that you're most excited about. So I also hope that you will enjoy the rest of your senior year. There's so much to celebrate, and thanks so much for joining us tonight. As you close out your window, you're going to get a quick 4-question survey that will appear. Sign up for more sessions, and this recording will be available in about a week. Thank you so much and have a great evening. Bye, everyone.